is Lolita, and I'm your host. Let me ask you a question. How many of you ever sit at home and think about the good old days when you were in elementary school? I can bet none of you will say yes. Well, you would have had to have gone to a very special elementary school to do so. I did. It was special in that they made all of us feel empowered. And to tell you the truth, it was so special that myself and my classmates still get together as a group because we liked each other that much. So, without further ado, I want to introduce you to some special friends of mine from kindergarten. We all attended PS 165, which is located still there on 109th Street between Broadway and Amsterdam. So, we have Rafael Ovalle. Hi, Rafael.
Professor.
Professor Rafael Ovalle. We have Professor Rory Scott, and we have extraordinaire singer,
grandmother,
artist,
office manager, artist,
singer,
a lot of things.
Entertainer.
Yeah, and
Wendy,
friend.
And friend, Wendy Russell. And of course, my name is Lolita Farron, and this is my show. So, I have a bunch of questions that we're going to run through to let you get a glimpse of how special the school was. So, did everybody here attend PS 165 from kindergarten?
Yes.
Did.
I did not. I came in first grade.
Okay. And
In a blue cowgirl suit.
Red. It was red.
and you remember that, Rory?
Yes.
Plot thickens.
I fell in love that day.
Okay, all right. And so, who was your favorite teacher? Did you have a favorite teacher, Professor Rafael?
My favorite class was the sciences, was the science teacher. But really, I think I remember more Dr. Feldman, Dr.
Dr.
Gottlieb.
Edward P. Gottlieb, who was a civil rights activist, and
Educational innovator.
he was wonderful. I have never heard of a principal nor a teacher like that. He spent time in our classrooms.
Yeah.
He would check in on us, and he made sure his school was running properly.
And
So,
he left the year we graduated. He went
Did
off.
he?
I forget where he went, but it was to work for civil rights.
yeah, and he was very friendly with Roy Innes.
Yes.
Remember Alex was in our class?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Professor Rory,
Yeah.
who was your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher was Miss Hill, my kindergarten teacher.
Why is that?
Because she had a piano in her classroom and we did music all the time. And for me to come somewhere, I was telling the guys earlier that I was always around children, other children, but to come into a social situation with children, I didn't know. But then to start singing songs and hearing an actual piano. I grew up listening to different instruments, but to see and hear and touch a piano, I loved it.
And Wendy?
But it's a similar story. It's a different teacher, however. It was Miss Mandel, and it was second grade, and I really liked her. I thought she was really pretty, which is
I remember
a
her.
7-year-old
Yeah. I
sensibility, I suppose. But she brought her guitar every Friday, or she had it at school, and every Friday we did music, and it was just the highlight of my week.
remember. Yeah. Mine was, I would have to say Miss Muscatine, and then I thought about it, and was also Miss Steele.
Oh yeah.
I like Miss
Miss
Steele.
Both
Muscatine
those
to me
names.
was kind of hip, kind of, back in those days. And then Miss Steele came on, and, well, she was Jamaican, and I sort of liked that,
Yeah.
too. But, okay, so what was your favorite subject or activity?
The sciences.
Right,
But-
Rafael, you and a few others were the scientists in our class. We
Yes.
all knew that, right? Yeah.
Including Moy Wong, Alex Miller, Ralph Perry. These guys were my peers, and I hung out with them, but we were also rivals.
Ah,
remember
Alex and
that.
Moy
Competitors.
Okay.
were the physicists. They were buffing electronics.
Talking about
And-
elementary
and-
school kids.
And
This
I
is
was
funny.
into biology and
I
chemistry.
remember that, yeah.
So we were divided. So we were rivals in that respect as well.
Did you guys hang out?
Oh yeah, we
Okay.
did. We did hang out a lot.
Nice, nice. And Professor Rory?
I liked art and gym.
Art and gym. Very
Yes.
different.
Well,
Both are creative, though.
yes,
Okay.
very much so. And well taught.
Okay. And Wendy?
I would say art and probably reading and mostly just hanging out with the friends at recess.
Yeah, I like creative writing because, of course, I wanted to be a journalist. That's why I'm here. And gym.
Ding, ding, ding.
Dodgeball. I keep thinking about
Oh.
dodgeball. So, why was PS 165 so special? I mean, we talk about it all the time when we get together. What made that school so special?
I think for me, it was because the teachers took the time to learn the students and learn how the students learned. In terms of discipline, I was not the best behaved little boy.
We remember.
Yes. But instead of punishing me, they figured out what I was interested in and used that to teach me. For instance, I used to sneak comic books into school, and instead of taking the comic books away, they would test me on the vocabulary.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Instead of having me go along with the schedule for what everybody else was learning, they would allow me to go forward. So you mentioned SRA earlier.
Right.
SRA had a limit. You could only go this far.
Different colors.
Within a certain amount of time. When I finished the stuff for that week, they say, okay, go on and do next week. When I finished the grade, they brought the box in from the next grade and let me work on that.
Wendy, what was different and special about 165?
I couldn't really put my finger on it other than I just felt like I belonged there. I felt like everybody, there was sure little fights, I'm sure, here and there, but there was no like bullying problem or anything like that.
Right.
There was, it's a weird to say, but there was kind of maybe a respect for each other, a respect for teachers, for sure. Maybe it's a different time, but it was a great neighborhood we were in too. We were in a very incredible neighborhood on the Upper West Side, and so we were all brought up with the same kind of sensibility, I guess.
Yeah.
It was culturally diverse. It was economically diverse.
Right.
And we all got along so well.
And we all got along so well.
And I never felt like somebody was better than me or worse than
No.
me. You were just somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I liked wasn't a particular class or a particular teacher. What I liked was when I came into the school after pre-K and got there in kindergarten and I was put in my class, the next year you were there again, and then second grade you were there again.
Right.
And the entire class was there from first grade all the way up to sixth grade.
Right.
And I got to know all of you. And that's what connected me, kept me connected to you, because we had 6 continuous years of socializing with each other.
That is true.
Whereas when we went to, it fractured when we went to junior high school, Bronx, Booker T. Washington. There, we went all our separate ways. And I rarely saw you guys in junior high school.
Right.
And then after that, I went to the Bronx High School of Science. And then the only person I saw from our group at the Bronx High School of Science was Mark Edmonds,
Oh, wow. I remember.
who was also one of the science members of the science group. And so that's it.
Yeah.
After Booker T. Washington, I lost touch with you guys for a very long time.
Yeah. I know for me, there was never a day that I said I don't want to go to school. I felt that they empowered us. I felt like when the teachers said that we could be anybody we wanted to be, I believed them. We were all just kids. We were students. It wasn't about that one's black and that one's this and that one's Asian or that one's Hispanic. It was never about that. And we all just got along. And you're right, there was no fighting.
Yeah, I don't recall anything.
I don't either.
Maybe teasing.
Well, I don't remember
There
that.
were some fisticuffs every so often.
In our class?
Well, and I
Do
remember.
tell. Wait, do
not,
tell.
not in the
I
class
know.
per se, but
In the school.
in
In the
At
school.
lunchtime?
at lunchtime, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But it was very empowering for me, and I always remember that. You know, I guess little kids, we soak up what they give us, and that's what I soaked up.
Well, we were a diverse group culturally. We had people, Marie was from France, Sean and Stephen were Japanese, Moy was Chinese. We had
Dominican.
Jewish people, Dominican people, Jamaican
descent.
people. We had all these people from all these different parts of the world.
And we learned about everyone's culture.
We learned about
Yes.
each other's culture, and we were taught to respect each other's culture. And I think that's why we got along, because we learned about the culture and we learned to respect it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So answer this. PS 165 made me
Made me a good teacher.
okay.
Oh, I like
okay.
Yeah.
I would say that it opened up. I actually I don't understand what the experiment did, because I didn't know that I was part of an educational experiment, in that we were different because of Gottlieb. We were treated.
You mean because we were in the SPE class? No,
Well,
we were in
IGC.
IGC.
I was in the SB.
No, but that was going
was junior
further.
high.
But
That was
in
junior high, right.
elementary
It was
school, we were in the
IGC.
Intellectually gifted children.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I thought it was SPE actually.
No, that was
That was
going
junior
That
high
forward.
was
school.
junior high.
Okay.
Yeah.
Junior high.
I, you know, even though we were labeled as IGC, I don't think any of us walked around saying we're smarter than the rest of the school.
No.
No,
No.
we were too busy having
We were
fun.
having fun and working hard.
Yes, and learning should be
Yeah,
fun, and
yeah.
that's. I think I learned that in PS 165, and now, at City College, I teach teachers how to teach, and the thing that I teach them is that learning should be fun.
Right. It should be. So I think PS 165 made me strong. I think strong enough to stand on what I was taught and what I believed in. Because I certainly didn't get that in junior high school or high school. But that's another segment. So what do you still carry with you from PS 165? I mean, I know we all get together and we talk about PS 165. Have we seen so-and-so, or have you heard this? But what do you think you still carry with you?
A positive attitude about learning.
And I would add that too, a positive attitude about meeting other people. You know, and in embracing people I meet. Yes,
A sense of
everybody's cool.
family, being able to have a sense of family with people who are not family,
Right.
like you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. We're the tribe, right?
We're the
We
tribe.
are the tribe.
We're the tribe.
That's right.
Yeah. I think what I carry with me is a sense that almost anything is possible, because that's how I felt at PS 165. They gave me that. You know, if I worked hard enough, you know, and yeah, something is achievable. I think a lot of kids, they get lost in the system and they feel like they're a failure. We never had that. Even if we didn't do well, I'm not speaking for myself, but if some of us didn't do well, the teacher didn't call us out on it, and you know, no, right?
No, they offered
Rory?
support. They offered
Yeah.
support. I did well. I just wasn't the best behaved.
Right. Okay.
Okay. But the teachers were very supportive.
Yeah, I do remember that.
We all did well.
We did. We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time I remember when we were in assembly, we would pass notes.
We were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that wasn't
We
bad.
were doing our job.
We were being creative.
That's
yes.
right. Creative communication.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, what are kids missing today that we had at PS 165? I mean, all of these questions are sort of similar, but it's what makes PS 165 so special?
I think kids in general, and this is just from my experience because
Right.
I'm teaching teachers who are bringing up these children, is what I'm finding is that the parents are lacking parenting skills. So what I teach my students to do is to teach parents parenting skills. Simple things like a routine. You ask a parent, what time does the child go? Oh, he goes to bed when I go to bed. My children would go to bed at 7:30. That's bedtime. There's a routine. You brush your teeth, take your bath, do whatever you're gonna do. Parent goes in, reads the story, turn off the lights, they go to bed. Now if you turn off the lights and come out of the room, child comes out behind you. Parent doesn't know what to do. They say, oh, well, she wasn't sleepy. Well, then take her back in the room, read her another book, make that routine.
Yeah.
You know? I think parents are lacking parenting skills. I think we also went through a period in this country where parents were more concerned with being their child's friend than their parent. And they don't want to make their children unhappy. So they don't give them, they don't have any restrictions or consequences when they don't do what they're supposed to do.
Could it also be, though, a lot of parents are overwhelmed nowadays? I mean, I think in our day, maybe you had a mom that was at home enough so that they looked at your homework or, you know, whatever little task or whatever you had. But nowadays, everybody's working.
My mom worked, and me and my brother came home after school and tore up the house and put it back together just before Mom came back in the door. No, you manage, you make things work. I think now the problem is the parents, because you got parents who are not working.
Yeah.
I think they are lacking the skills. It could also be a lot of people are becoming parents at a younger age. Sly and the Family Stone had a song called Babies Making Babies. They become parents before they become adults. Or the person who they would have learned parenting skills from, like a grandparent. There were families, multi-generational households where you learned from your grandmother or your aunt or somebody else how to do particular things, or people could say something. If you say something now to a parent about something their child is doing, they're ready to take off those earrings, grease up the face, and they're ready to throw down.
Which is not helpful for the kid. Why aren't kids actually taught, at least at junior high school and high school level, teach you English, teach you math, teach you science, teach you social studies, but not teaching you, but in the social studies, not actually, that was more like history as opposed to actually how to behave in society. Yes, you should vote every year. Yes, you should learn to drive a car and wash it and keep it well. You should learn how to manage a house. You should.
So life skills.
Yeah, life skills.
I was going to say social skills.
Exactly.
Social
Yeah,
skills,
for sure.
absolutely. This was not trained at the level, maybe it was trained while we were at kindergarten, but it certainly, I was a latchkey kid, you know. My mother worked till 5 in the afternoon, so after 3 o'clock, I came home, watched TV. I did my homework while watching TV.
Were you supposed to turn the TV off?
Yeah, of course. No one was there to say no.
This is what I'm saying.
No, eventually my mother came home and she made dinner. And, you know, I was on my own because she did not speak English.
Well, what made you different in that there's another kid that, knowing that their parents are not home, they're not going to go home. They're going to run the streets. What made you, why?
Pre-K.
Pre-K did that for you?
Pre-K, well, you see, once again, my mother had to work. She couldn't take care of me. And she got me in pre-K when it was available. I was in the pre-K that's located on 100th Street in Columbus. And there, I socialized there. So my socialization happened even before I came to Booker T. Washington, PS 165. Now, studies have been done, and that is why everybody goes to pre-K today, because people that went to pre-K are smarter than people that didn't.
Now, they did a study a few years back, and they compared how children who came from home into the public school system did compared to how people who went to early childhood programs did. And the children who went to the early childhood programs did better.
Mm-hmm.
But they also found that they came into kindergarten with the early childhood experienced children up here, and over the course of time,
Everybody graduated.
it evened out, and everybody, by second grade, everybody was equal. So I think if you keep the level of quality that you had in those early childhood programs, the children would do better.
So Wendy, what do you wish that kids had today that we had?
I wish they had teachers who were allowed to teach.
Ah, good point.
Ooh.
Okay.
So,
mean, like-
What do you mean by that?
What do you
Well,
mean?
I think they're teachers that I wish they could have teachers that could inspire them to want to learn, first of all, and not just memorize something for the test that's coming up, because there's so much testing, and there's no, I don't know, there's no fun, or I mean, not that learning has to be fun, but
It has to be fun.
but
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
You know, then you don't have any curiosity. You don't
Right,
have
you're not
any
using that
imagination.
part of your
you're
brain.
just right.
Yeah.
And so you're right. Yeah. So in that sense, it should be fun.
So you think that we had that at PS 165?
I think that we did.
Oh, yeah. We
Yeah,
had a
for
ball.
sure.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. We had to get up in front of the class and do book reports, and we had people
Sing
running
French
for
songs.
president, and we did it all.
Yeah.
We had in our classes, and I think almost all of our classes, like 30 plus kids in the class, and it worked. It worked
With one
for,
teacher.
Yeah, and then we did have student teachers or whatever every now and then.
Occasionally. Yeah.
So what's going on now? Because 30 kids in a class nowadays is not working. What happened?
I advocate for family involvement. I actually teach a course called School, Family, and Community. It's also called in the graduate program, Parent, Child, School. You have to build a partnership with the families.
And we had that.
Yeah.
Our parents would come in and help and go on
volunteer.
trips and
Exactly.
Well-
But you have to teach the parents, and it's the teacher's responsibility. I tell my students all the time, it falls on you. It may not be fair, but it falls on you. You have to teach the parents what your curriculum is and how they can support it at home, how they can support it on the walk home. When parents are walking home with their children now, the minute they step out the door, they hand the child a cell phone, and the child is playing video games on the way home. When I was director of a daycare center, we did a workshop on the walk home. What kind of conversations you should
Wow.
have with
that's
your
healthy.
child
Just
on
like the
way
dinner
home.
table
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
So the parents, the family members have to be involved. The people everybody who works in the school has to be involved. The nutrition people should know what the curriculum is, so when they're bringing the food to the classroom or seeing the children in the cafeteria, they can have conversations with them and connect it to the math that they did that morning. The same thing with the people in the neighborhood. I have something I do with my students called the pizza curriculum. Take the children on a trip to Mr. Joe's Pizza Shop. And where's the science in a trip to the pizza shop? They're dealing with solids and liquids and applying heat and applying cold. Where's the math? They have to measure things. There are shapes. The pizzas are round or they're rectangular. The slices are kind of triangular. Okay. Where's the social studies? Well, where is Mr. Joe from? Where's pizza from? Why do they call pizza this in this country and call it something else in this country? The social studies. If you teach Mr. Joe what you're doing in your class, and this, you don't have to sit him down, and take a notepad. Just have conversations with them.
But Wendy brought up something that's really important too, because I hear a lot of teachers complaining that their whole curriculum centers around getting the kids to pass that test.
Yes.
So how do you take your kids down to Chinatown, which remember we did that. We went for trips forever.
Yeah.
But how do you get
That
creative
was very important.
with Chinatown?
The trips.
Well,
trips.
the trips.
Yeah,
you know,
trips,
we
yeah,
went to the
yeah.
Museum of
But
Natural
Natural
nowadays,
history.
we went
Yeah.
everywhere. But
Yeah.
nowadays, we just have to spend time making sure these kids pass these tests, because then we're looked upon as we're not the top 10 in the schools or whatever. So, what do you do?
Well, it's like Wendy said, the teachers have to be allowed to teach.
Allowed to teach, exactly.
I don't want to get too political, but the current administration has kind of tied the hands of teachers. They feel that teachers, that everybody has to do the same thing at the same time. The current curriculum for this month, everybody's doing it. And they're doing it this way. They're almost given a script. They're even given the same materials, whereas teachers should be allowed to go out and find the book that best supports that they feel best supports what they're doing.
On a good note, if there are any PS 165 former students out there watching this show, please get in touch with us. Get in touch with Cut to the Chase, and we'd be glad to give you an honorary membership to our tribe. We're always looking for good standing members. Thank you so,
Thank you so much.
And of course, we'll
Thank
see
you.
each other soon.
Of course.
But I really wanted to share something special in my heart with our audience, and it's you guys, the tribe. We call ourselves the tribe because we're a family. So thank you, all of you, for watching Cut to the Chase, and we'll see you soon.